You want to know what to do with $1,000, so you go online and you get some version of the same 5 answers. Put it in a high-yield savings account, pay off debt, invest in an index fund, start an emergency fund, max out your Roth IRA. All of those answers are correct, and almost none of them are useful, because the right answer for you depends entirely on where you are right now. And nobody asking, what should I do with $1,000, is in exactly the same place. Someone with $8,000 in credit card debt should not be putting $1,000 in an index fund. That's not investing. That's paying 22% interest on money you pretended to invest. Someone with no emergency fund should not be putting $1,000 into stocks. The next unexpected expense will force you to sell, probably at a loss, and erase the benefit. The answer isn't one thing, it's a framework. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly where your $1,000 goes based on your specific situation. No guessing, just a clear priority order that I call the financial ladder. Before I walk you through the ladder, I want to explain why the order matters so much. A balanced approach isn't always the smart approach. Paying a little debt, saving a little, investing a little is the smart balanced approach. It isn't. Here's why. Every dollar you invest in an index fund earns, historically, around 7% per year on average. Every dollar sitting in a 22% interest credit card debt costs you 22% per year. You cannot outinvest a 22% interest rate. It is mathematically impossible. Paying off that debt is a guaranteed 22% return, better than any investment available. The same logic applies to the emergency fund. If you invest $1,000 and then 3 months later have a car repair that forces you to sell those investments, you've paid trading costs, possibly capital gains tax, and potentially sold during a dip. The math almost always comes out worse. The financial ladder exists because certain things must happen in a specific order for the money to work as efficiently as possible. Skipping rungs makes you poorer. Here is the financial priority ladder. 5 rungs, each one has a condition and an action that tells you what to do with your money. Rung 1, the $1,000 starter emergency fund. If you don't have this, it goes here, all of it, into a high-yield savings account named emergency fund. Before anything else, this is the floor that makes every other rung possible. We covered this in detail in video 4. Rung 2, high-interest debt. If you have any debt above 8% and most credit card debt is 18 to 29%, your $1,000 goes to the highest interest balance first. The avalanche method from video 2. This is not investing. This is a guaranteed return equal to your interest rate. Nothing in the market reliably beats it. Rung 3, the full emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Once your high interest debt is gone, this is the next priority. It goes in a HISA, it earns 4 to 5% while it sits there, and it is the difference between a financial setback and a financial crisis. Build it before you invest. Rung 4, the Roth IRA. Your emergency fund is funded, your high-interest debt is gone. Now your $1,000 goes into a Roth IRA and gets invested in an index fund. Tax-free growth for decades, the most powerful wealth-building vehicle available to most people. We covered the step-by-step in videos 6 and 7. Rung 5, everything else. You've maxed your Roth IRA, your foundation is solid. Now your $1,000 goes wherever it serves your specific goals. Taxable brokerage for more investing. Extra payments on low-interest debt like a mortgage. This is the rung where you have real options and real freedom. Let me show you how the ladder works in 4 real scenarios, because the same $1,000 does 4 completely different things depending on the person holding it. Maya is 27 with $6,200 in credit card debt at 21%. She only has $400 in savings. Even with a stable job, her move is specific. All $1,000 goes to her starter emergency fund first. She needs that $600 more to hit rung 1, then she can go straight to credit card debt using the avalanche method. Jordan is 32. She's debt-free and just started a new job, but she only has $800 in savings. Where does her $1,000 go? All $1,000 to the emergency fund. She needs a $1,000 starter fund first, then she builds toward 3 months of expenses before she thinks about investing. Priya is 35. No high-interest debt and a $12,000 emergency fund, which is 5 months of expenses. She has a 401k but no Roth IRA. all $1,000 into a Roth IRA invested immediately in an index fund like VOO or VTI. Tax-free compounding starts today for Priya. Carmen is 41, no high-interest debt, 6-month emergency fund, and her Roth IRA is already maxed for the year. She has no other specific goals. $700 to her taxable brokerage for index funds, and $300 toward extra mortgage principal. It accelerates her payoff and saves interest. That's rung 5 freedom. Same amount. 4 completely different right answers. The ladder tells you which rung you're on, the rung tells you what to do, the money does its best possible work. I promised you an honest answer, so here it is. The one thing I would never do with $1,000 regardless of where I am on the ladder. I would never put $1,000 into a single stock based on a tip, a trend, social media hype, or a feeling. Not because stock picking is always wrong. It isn't. For people with deep industry knowledge and money, they can afford to lose entirely. But most people watching this are looking for security. They're people with an emotional attachment to a narrative that may or may not reflect actual business fundamentals, and the math is brutal for small positions. If you put $1,000 into one stock and it drops 50%, which happens regularly, you've lost $500. To get back to zero, you need a 100% gain. You need to double your money just to break even. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 has never over any 20-year period in history produced a negative return. Not once. The math of broad diversification over time is simply not matched by the math of concentrated single stock bets with small amounts of capital. I'm telling you that if $1,000 is a meaningful amount of money to you right now, it deserves a vehicle with a proven track record, not a lottery ticket dressed as an investment. There is zero shame in starting boring. Index funds are boring. High-yield savings accounts are boring. Debt payoff is boring. Wealth built quietly over decades is the least boring thing I can imagine. It's about security, freedom, and building the life you actually want. This is the 10th video, and together, these form a complete financial foundation. We started with my debt story, methods, and a budget that actually works. We funded emergency accounts, hunted spending leaks, and demystified index funds. We walked through opening a brokerage account step by step. We decoded credit scores and covered salary negotiation, because earning more is the fastest way to accelerate every other goal on this list. None of this was taught to us, not in school, not by most parents, not by a system that frankly doesn't benefit from financially empowered women. A system that wants you to be confused and intimidated doesn't want you to know exactly what your money should be doing, but we're changing that together. This channel exists because I believe that information changes lives, not in a vague, inspirational way, in a specific, practical, compounding way. The woman who negotiates her salary or opens a Roth IRA after watching these videos will retire with hundreds of thousands of dollars more. That is what this is for. Here's what I want you to do right now. Figure out which rung of the ladder you're currently on. Just one. Write down the rung number and the action. Then drop it in the comments. Tell me which rung you're on and what your next move is. I want to see where everyone is. I read every comment, every single one. This is the 10th video, but it is nowhere near the last. Coming up, deep dives on Roth IRA strategy, the truth about 401ks, and building a home down payment. We'll cover student loans, how compound interest actually works visually, and a full deep dive into financial independence, what the realistic path looks like. If you found this channel recently, start from video 1. The 10 videos in this series are designed to be watched in order. Each one builds on the last. By the end, you'll have a complete financial foundation most people spend decades trying to piece together. I'm building the resource I wish had existed. You deserve to understand your money, you deserve to know how to grow it, protect it, and use it to build the life you want. That is what this channel is for. And we are just getting started. This is just the end of chapter 1. There is so much more ahead of us on this journey. I'm Clara, this is Clara Cents. I'll see you in the next one.